Hi everyone. So we are going to start the meeting in start the session in few minutes. So we would like to ask you to ask your friends to join the meeting as soon as possible so they don't miss anything.
So, before like them joining, can I know how many of you are from Welltech or Medicaps or any other college from other than these two? I could encourage like anyone to just open their mic and speak up, or just put in the chat box like from which college and which year are you from?
I am from myself Sunny. I'm from Weltec University second year.
Cool, cool. So, have you ever heard of solution challenge before, or is this your first time like knowing what this solution challenge is about?
No, this is my first time knowing about solution challenge. I haven't heard about it anything, but I am so interested in participating in that.
Okay, okay. And like, what about others? You can just put in the chat box if you have any idea regarding this, or is this your first time? Because this is going to be a lot of information. So make sure like to take your book and pen and note down the important points that our speaker tell you ahead.
So I can see that everyone has joined now. So let's start. Namaste everyone and welcome to the Google Developer Students Club Solution Challenge. I am Samvarth from Medicaps University Indore and I am excited to be co-hosting this event with my colleague Supriya from Welltech University, Chennai.
Thank you, Samvar, and I'm equally excited to be co-hosting with you. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We are thrilled to bring this exciting challenge for you. Let's welcome our GDSC leads, Tanya Singh and Shivam Singh. As GDSC members, they all passionate to use technologies to tackle real world problems. And that's what Solution Challenge is all about.
That's right, Supriya. Before we dive into the details, let's check with our audience. Do you know the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals? You can
If you
use
know
the chat.
chat box. I can see very few yeses. So if anyone know, you can just put it in the chat box, or else we'll be explaining. Don't worry. So yeah, the SDGs, or also known as Sustainable Development Goals, are a set of 17 goals that aim to make the world a better place. We are looking for solution that addresses these goals such as poverty, education, healthcare, and sustainability.
It doesn't matter if you are an experienced developer or just starting out. The GTC Solution Challenge is open to everyone, right, Supriya?
Absolutely, Samvad. We encourage you to explore and experiment with Google technologies to bring your ideas to life. Now let's welcome the speaker of the session, Akash Srivastava from Noida Institute of Engineering and Technology.
There, he led GDSC, scored a GSOC 2023 spot for his project, enhancing to ECEB at Liber Health Organization, served as a Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador, and was also the Solution Challenge 2022 finalist. Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone. It's great to see everyone today. I mean, the GDS is putting a lot of work, and I would try my best to guide all of you to a great session ahead. And first thing, I saw there are a lot of people in the chat from second year. I mean, that's great thing because when I did my solution challenge, I was also in second year, totally confused, didn't know anything about what really solution challenge is, but I did know that what a GDSC is. And when I explored inside, I knew that there is one great competition known as Google Developer Student Club Solution Challenge, and I thought maybe this is my chance to make a shot and maybe try something new because I hope most of you are learning new technologies every day. But this solution challenge is related to about making something that can be impactful and as the leads gave you a guide about what sustainable solutions are and what United Nations aim to. I would like to give a little more brief about the whole thing. So United Nations in 2015 tried to make 17 goals, and for these 17 goals their target is to achieve them by 2030. And what they mean by this is like if you are picking up one of the goals, if you they see there, like for example gender equality, so it doesn't matter from which country you belong, these goals somewhere impact our lives. And I mean, we we are also impacted with it in somewhere or other, like poverty or hunger. We see it in everyday lives. So what United Nations want is to at least bring it to a close cap so that it can be ended by 2030. And no better way to end it with the technology. So when they collaborated with big tech giants like Google or maybe different organizations, the best solution they can find is to bring young minds into the game. Yes, because people like us, people, students like us, we know what is the most creative and innovative way to end these all things. And we can use technology, and we also have the time, we also have the thinking capability, we can have great mentors, and we can work to build some solutions. So when I was starting to look into the sustainable goals, and I was really confused. I was not confused by the goals because I knew like they are really easy because if you see the heading like no poverty or zero hunger, it's really clear what the problem is. But the thing is what needs to be built, and that is the problem, because once you once you are working on a technology, for example, you are working on mobile technology or web, then you are building projects, but you do not build projects based on a very big problem like this. So once you are once you're seeing this problem, you get a very broad view. But the thing is, here in Solution Challenge, you have to build a project that can be impactful, and to a point where it might not be able to solve the whole problem, but it could impact a significant part of that area. So when I was working for the Solution Challenge in back in 2022, I the first major problem I had is, at that time I didn't have a really good GDSC guide for that time, and I was looking for some team members, and I was having problem. I also didn't have a great mentor like to guide me about what how I have to proceed with, how I have to build the solution. So the difference between, I mean, if some of you have gone to some hackathons and all, the great difference between a hackathon and Solution Challenge is that here in a hackathon you have 24 to 48 hours to build something, but here you get at least a 1 month or 2 months to build something that can be impactful. And it's not more about how you use the technology, it's also more about how you think about the solution. So just start working on the project. I mean, that 2 months duration or 1 month duration is given by them because they want you to think first. You need to analyze the solution, you need to plan and chalk out the designs, what will work, what will not work, and you need to think at a large scale, because this Solution Challenge, if your solution gets to a really great height, like every year the top three winners, their solution is presented at a at a global level, and in fact the top 10 finalists also get a chance to present their solutions at a global level. So uh, I mean, in 2022, I was one of the top 10 finalists, and I had to present my solution at the demo day. And at a demo day, there are a lot of questions you need to answer. There are a lot of preparations you need have gone through, and when you are building the project, there are kind of challenges, and challenges are the main part that you discuss at that day, because once you are progressing to take it to a global level to scale your project, then you have to see what were the drawbacks of your project and what needs to be improved so that it could be implemented at a large scale. I mean, if I see about the problems, then in Google Solution Challenge for a student, I guess this is the best chance for you to, start exploring the dimension and see what technologies can you use. And one more thing is, uh, since this is a Google-based competition, the more Google tech you use, the more advantage you have, because there is a lot of things. I mean, TensorFlow, Flutter, and Android. There is a lot of scope you can build there, but it's not very limited. So if we are using something like as IBM Cloud or using AI Watson, whatever, so it won't be a negative drawback. What they want is the solution should be impactful, and it will be best if you use a lot of Google technologies like Google Cloud and Firebase and all. So the thing is, once you are building the solutions, once you are building your projects, you need to keep in mind that I have this 1 month duration, and you do not have to panic about like, okay, I just have to complete the project in the fastest way possible. But you need to build you need to focus more on the design. You need to focus more on how much impact will it create, because a simple prototype of the solution can also be the game changer in Google Solution Challenge. And apart from that, the prizes are really great, because once like back then there were only top 50 teams that needed to be shortlisted for the first round, but now the criteria has changed to top 100 teams, and that's really great. Because and every year I LinkedIn, I see a lot of people cracking Solution Challenge and getting the top 100 teams representing their GDSCs, and that's really great to see. So back then when once it's top 50 teams or top 100 teams, doesn't matter, you get a really great goodies and swags. Like I got this one cool t-shirt. I used it in my college also to speak at the events. And the exciting part is once you clear the top 100 criteria, you get this excitement because you get one more month of bonus to again work on your project. And if you clear for the top 10, that's a big deal, because I mean you are going to an extent where you will be representing yourself to a global level. And back then I remember I was so excited at the point, like once my team got into the top 10. I mean, it was not it was sensational, because in my team we were only two people, and things were all just completely hell for me. I didn't know how to present at that time, because at second year what happens is you really don't know how to represent yourself, how to build your solutions, how to make it better. In fact, once you once you do it, you always go into this confusing and questioning criteria, like how I did it, what I was using, and once I'm in the top 10, how will I represent? But once you get in that state, you get all that courage to to work on your solution. So for top 10, you get a really, I mean, if you secure a top 10, you get I guess 1000 US dollars. If I convert it, it will become, I mean, in my account I received 80,000 at that time. And you get a really cool top 10 finalist t-shirt. And the t-shirt is really different from the top 100 and top 10. The t-shirts are really different. I mean, the top 10 is really cool. And apart from that, the money. And once you receive that swag box at that top 10, once you are at the top 10, you get a chance to represent your solution globally. And after that, there goes voting. And in that voting, there the judges and the audience decide whether your solution will be in the top three categories. So in top three category, once you go, your solution is, I mean, you will be called the official winners of the solution challenge, because one of the winners is the one that audience picks up, and the two winners are from the judges side. So again, you get a handsome amount of money for the solution challenge, and the swags are really awesome at top three. But the thing I really want you to focus right now is, apart from the prizes that are cool, but what you need to focus on is to at least make your mark in the top 100, because uh, the money and the prizes, time will come that you won't remember it that much, but the excitement to represent your solution, something you put 2 months to build, and it is finally got a chance to be shown at a global level. And in fact, you get a lot of connections at that point. You get mentorship from the Google developers from itself, and they guide you on how to make your solution better. In fact, they also tell you how to progress in areas where are you lacking. And in fact, that mentorship session is so great. Like you can ask them really anything. I mean, those mentors are really cool, that they will give you time that you're required, and you have at least 2 to 3 slots. I mean, remember, there was not a limit to the slots I could book for a mentor, but I guess 2 or 3 was the limit. But still, I mean, that 1 hour 45 minutes, whatever you will get with your mentor, whether it's a Google mentor from cloud or from Flutter category. So because my solution was a mobile based solution, and I was building a mobile application and working on two goals. I mean, we started particularly in mind to target one goal, that was zero hunger. But I mean, once we started to build our solution, we also covered goal number one, that was related to no poverty. And our solution was basically focused on how to end the problem of hunger, and provide employment opportunities, and and help to the people that are in low-lying areas and do not have great opportunities. So we ended up focusing on two and three goals simultaneously. And since we were using a lot of Google tech stack, so I was using Flutter for my mobile application. Then I was using Cloud for the backend part, and Firebase I was using. And then I also had to, had some knowledge on the Android part, because there were some capabilities into the application that were related to hardware aspects, and for that, I mean, a little knowledge about Android was also needed. Cool. I mean, I would say I had every knowledge back then. I mean, I took a lot of help from Google to build my solution. In fact, there are some tools I remember that are not always highlighted, and I guess they should be highlighted, because uh, like once you are in a developer mindset, you are only focusing on what code you write, and what really happens is you forget about what design you got to build, what impact you have to create. So always keep in mind the impact. So once we started to build our solution name was Starwell. And before I mean, I don't know whether we can see the video or not, but before diving to that, I would just want to tell you that we were two people at the time. And one more thing with me that was very tough was that one of my partner was not from even the same country. And at that time, it was really tough for me to, how to collaborate. I mean, how to, because we cannot sit at one place and discuss the things. We have to do all the things using Google Meet. But one of the tools, one, two, three tools have been really impactful. One was Figma. Figma, I would recommend all of you to, start using, because uh, on Figma there is a lot of uh, flow tools, design tools. I mean, you can actually plan solution there. You can actually build your whole prototype on Figma, and that's exactly what we did. Figma was, I mean, groundbreaking for us, because we do not have to be physically present at one place to discuss a solution, but come at Figma and join Google Meet, discuss solution. In fact, at that time, since I was in second year, I didn't really knew about Figma or Canva or Blender. For Blender, we actually use for building the video solution, because once you build once you build your solution, you have to represent it in a 2 minutes video also. So uh, I mean, at that time, we really didn't have the idea. So what we used to do is we need to chalk our solutions on diary. I mean, on pen and paper, and then we shared it using chat. Like, this is what I made. This is what the changes we have to do. But after we got a really great tool, like we could do it from Figma. I mean. You can use it. You can build. You can use chat also to describe what you have done. And after that, as we progressed, things really tried taking shape. In fact, after 2 weeks, I got this confidence in my mind that, okay, even if we do not win the solution till, even if we do not come into the top 50 or top 100 category, I knew that what I'm building would be a really great, at least for my resume, or have built would be a really great thing. So, I mean, can I take just 1 minute to put on the charger, because my battery is just 1 minute?
Yeah, guys. So meanwhile, we can go through the video Akash posted on YouTube regarding his challenge. It's a really fun video and it will give you a lot of insights about his project.
These are some truly inspiring projects. Now we head over to the country of Turkey. As we will
I wanted to make sure, like, is everyone able to see the video and the voice is okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is visible.
Welcome the team from start. This application aims to tackle the problems of food waste and hunger by enabling Norways to share local resources with those in need. It leverages Firebase, Flutter, and Google Cloud Platform. Let's say hello to Akash and Serene from Izmir University of Economics in Turkey.
Nearly 690 million people suffer from hunger, which amounts to 8.9% of the world population. A quarter of billion people potentially at brink of starvation. 6.9% children under 5 were affected by acute undernutrition. A major cause of these problems depends on economic condition of small farmers, lack of proper food supply or generation in affected area. But how can common people come up to end this problem? By our app Starwell, we want to target and bring large participation of people to unite and end this problem by 2030. Starwell is an app that targets to solve problem of poor economic condition of affected people, solve the problem of large food waste and control it, upbring small-scale farmers to buy products directly from them and create awareness among people to be a part of the challenge.
In the app, firstly, the users must either sign up or log into their account, and then they arrive at the home screen.
In the home screen, we have search employment feature from which people with poor financial conditions can find work suited for them. You can also donate specific amount of money to various foundations working on the problem. Then we have waste deliver section in which you can select location, move to the deliver page, enter your details and fill up what waste you want to deliver. You can actually choose a collecting restaurant or which are basically big collectors which can use your waste or can pass on to needed people. In fact, you can also choose from our connecting restaurants. Moreover, you can successfully deliver food waste if you ordered it from online from those platforms. We have then our market screen where you can buy crops and vegetables directly from the farmers and call them to know what's more available.
And then in our inform screen, which targets to create awareness among people, you can see the news related to the worldwide hunger problem and posts of people around the world, how they are contributing and making impact. You can also create your own posts and share them with people about what you did. And then there comes the help section, where restaurants and people can join and volunteer to work with us in this mission and get ratings and recognition in the community. And in the profile page, people can check out their ratings and history of what waste deliveries and donations they made in this profile section. We have made some improvements to our app in the mentoring phase. For visually, we changed some colors, alignments, and text font type. We also have implemented the chat feature for buying from farmers and used Firestore for that. And we implemented payments feature. We used Razorpay for the payments processing.
Last, this project comprised various Google technologies like Flutter for making our application, Google Maps API, Firebase Auth, and Firestore database for storing all user information. Thank you.
That was cool. The video was playing in 2x. I remember we compiled a video of 3 minutes, and then the Google doesn't allow you to do that. You need to at least uh, have the video of 2 minutes or so. What Google developers do is make the video fast. Do some tweaks here and there so that they can cover up their events. So one thing that really picked up for me is that since I was not collaborating with someone from India, the problem was a little bit with the language, but and there was some problem with the code part also. So I was good at the coding part. I knew Flutter really good, and she was not very efficient on that part, but she knew how to work on the video aspects, the blender, the design part. So we collaborated in a way that everything really worked out. In fact, uh, there were moments when I was little confused, like how we will be going to do the video part, because uh, we both do not have a really great knowledge on that. But she said it's okay. I can handle the design and video part. uh, in fact, she knew how to code on Flutter, but I we divided the work in such a way that okay, I will see more aspects of the coding part. You should focus on building, the designs, and focusing more on how we will create the video, how the things need to be. Because one thing is that I have noticed very much is it's not about what you are building, but it's also about how much can you show it. Because if you cannot show it properly, then it's no use of what you have built there. Because if you have built a lot of great technology, you have used all the hardware and using IoT, but you cannot represent in that in a video, then anyone 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 on the judging side will not be able to know what your application does. So first thing is how much impact can you create with your video, because that is the first thing anyone will see. In fact, any judge will see first the video of what your solution does, and then they will dive into the code base and all the things. But if they do not know that there is some feature in your application or in your hardware device, and then there is no chance that they will figure that thing themselves, that there is some feature in your application, and that works in such a great way. So I mean, video part is I guess are really important, because solution challenge is more about how much impact you can create. And from a participant's perspective, I guess how much your workflow is, how much workflow can you maintain. In fact, I remember at the start of like 2 to 3 weeks we were behind, because we have spent a lot of time just working on our Figma, just iterating on what should be done, what should be put, and how it will be put. So I got about 30 days to at least build a solution. And after that, things really took shape, because once I submitted the prototype and the video was made at the time, because since I was working on the code part, she was handling uh, the video part and the design part. So I got a proper time on coding, and then we used to push our updates on GitHub, so she could see, and if there are updates on the design part, she could do. And I mean, it's not really about how many participants are there in your team. I mean, there is a limit to about 4 participants that you can have. But even if you have 2 people, then you just need to keep in mind how would you divide the work in themselves. So it should not be like, if there are 4 people and 4 of them are all coders and nobody knows what's the design aspect, then I mean the team is really unbalanced, because though you will do much better then you will lack in the design part. And solution challenge is a combination of how you how you balance your technical aspects with your design aspects. And to the timeline, I would say, again, I told in the starting, like you get about 1 month in the start, 1 month of kickstart, and then you have this kickoff event. So I would recommend after watching this session, you should join the kickoff session in January, and get some insight, because there are a lot of things that gets changed every year. I mean, last year host was not last year, in back in 2022, the host was Arman, and then I guess they switched Rachel at that time. And what I saw was Rachel hosting the event. So when I collaborated with Arman, I was a little shocked, because I got to know that the host has changed here, and there is a lot. And the judges also are assigned based on your project. So if your project is targeting the web thing, you will be assigned a judge which will ask you questions about web only. So that's not a very big issue. You have to keep into your mind that, okay, I've done project on mobile, then I don't know what judge they will assign me. The judge can be updated. No, it won't happen like this. So if you are using technology like Firebase, or you're using technology like Flutter, so your judge will also be from that particular domain, and he will put you question from that domain also. But you don't have to worry about the questions part. Everything, once you reach to that point of demo day, I mean, they make the procedures really smooth for you. They will tell you everything in advance. In fact, they also tell you 2 questions advance, like that you need to prepare these 2 questions. You have to answer. You have to write your solution. Then you have to answer at that day. And the one question is open, and that open question, 1 or 2 questions are open. They come from the audience, and you have to answer that questions at that point. But it depends on how much time you have took for your presentation. So at that time, we didn't have the time left because our video was long, and we took time to describe, we answer the questions that we had from the judges. So we had less time to answer questions from the audience. But overall, for the period of where you are working, and on the first month when you are working on your project to the last month when you are when you have to update your solution, I guess try to build a prototype that is actually impactful. I mean, it won't really matter how much of technology you're using there. I mean, it won't be a really great criteria. I mean, it doesn't matter how much complex you have made your application, how much better it is on the architectural aspects, but the focus would be on how much impact your prototype could create. If your prototype can show the particular features, then I guess you have a big shot at getting into the solution. At least for the top 100, I mean, that's the only criteria they have to, judge you based on the impact the solution creates. So the code base and all would be seen much later. Uh, Once you are judged for top 10, then I guess they will look deep dive into what code base you are using. For the top 100, I guess it's mostly about how much impact can your solution create, how better your prototype works, how many features is problem specific. I mean, if you are shifting away from the problem, so if in the 1 month part, the learn and build phase, it is called the learn and build phase. In fact, if you go on the site, there are 8 steps that are listed to how to actually uh, make your solution better. And I hope after the event you should look into those 8 steps. It is basically iteration and design steps on how to better your solution. And again, for the timeline, I guess it's basically once you have identified your solution, you need to actually go into how your solution, I mean, see some of the last year projects. And my advice would be to go for the problem statements that have been less picked in the last few years, because if you are building on something that have been not done before, then your chances will significantly increase. Because for example, topics like I- for for my personal view, I guess topics like poverty, education, hunger, there can be a, a lot number of projects that are worked every year. But some complex topics like climate or peace and equality, I mean, these are some topics that become really complex for developers to build upon, because you cannot think of a more robust solution on those topics. But if you pick those and try to put some time, I mean, if you start from today, you have about 2-3 months to actually build a great solution. And one more thing is the team part is, once you are looking for team, it's not really necessary to find team members from your university, uh, because everything works in collaboration. And in fact, if we are in an era where we can use GitHub, Figma, Google Meet. So you have to focus on building a team that could really work in a more diverse way, and is not much focused on one particular thing. So if you have a mix of people, then what will happen is you will have a great shot to building a great solution. uh, After that, the phase from design and build, I guess submission and judging is all done in February and June. That's right, because after you submit the solution, I guess the results are announced in April. And in the April, you get a mail about congratulations, you have been selected in top 100. And that's a really great thing because you have worked hard and then you get the mail. So After you have made your mark to top 100, you will again get that mentorship phase. You can select your mentors, whom you are. So again, my advice would be to, once the mentorship phase starts, go be the first person to select your mentors, because mentors get booked really quick. So because if you have a solution built on web, then go select the best mentors of web, immediately book them. Though doesn't matter what slot you get, but book them, because later on those mentors get booked, and then you have to go with mentors from categories that you do not want advice on. So for example, you have people working on your UX and UI, and you do not want a mentor on the design part, but needed someone more on the technical aspects. So what you have to is compromise with your mentor, because I mean, you will take the mentorship advice, but you really needed to focus more on your technical aspects. But since you missed your chance of booking them earlier, I mean, you have to sacrifice on that part, and it could lead to be a big sacrifice on your spot to be and in that final 10 or in the final 3, because after the mentorship phase, you again work for 1 month to update your solution. And once you update your solutions, you are updating everything. I mean, you need to again properize your GitHub, again update the things that you use. Like for example, if you are using Google Cloud at your backend, then you can use some other cloud provider, because I mean there is a free trial that is provided, but in 30 days I guess that expires. So you can go for some other cloud provider, or you can shift your backend. Maybe you can use a Node.js server, or I mean, do a lot of things there, and then update the solution so that it could be more refined. And once again, after you get into the top 10 area, once you are updating the solution, you need to fill a form, and that form contains about 8 to 10 questions. They are really descriptive questions, so I would recommend to write it in a more descriptive way, so that it uses proper language, proper technical aspects, and is up to the point, so that you can really impress the judges that the solution you have worked on is up to the point, and you are a really good participant to be in the top 10 category. And before I move forward, I just want you guys to quickly register. If you have not registered, go to this link that is shown. You can scan your QR from your homes and quickly register if you have not done, and then we'll move on forward to more discussions. And I guess there's one more quiz coming up ahead, so be prepared for that also. Okay. I guess there can be 1 more minute time for scanning the QR. I guess the participants are doing that.
I would request everyone to take a screenshot also of the QR so that they can use it in future if they want.
Also, the link is provided in the chat box, so you can register from there as well.
All right, I think we should move ahead with the presentation.
Yes.
Uh, Something about the boot camps. I mean, there are some boot camps that are organized by GDSC. In fact, there is one boot camp that is organized by the GDSC India also. I mean, I don't exactly remember that thing, but yeah, it happens, and it can be an online, offline. There are some workshop also, and what they aim to target, if I remember it correctly, is to if you have built some solutions, then you can discuss regarding that. Okay, I'm building this web solution or a web app that will target the goal number 3 or 4, and I just wanted the quick input on how I can improve, or I mean, if I have built it, what areas I can, what features I can add. So I remember when we two people were working, we took a lot of support support on the part of asking people on how our solution is doing. I mean, in terms of boot camps or maybe contacting people. I mean, there was a part in my college, I was working on my solution and used to ask my design friends uh, or other friends about what they think about my application, how can I do it better, what features can I add. And I guess once you are in that 1 or 2 month phase, you have to get as much inputs as you can, because at the end of the day, these people are your audience, and no better input can be provided than the audience, than your friends. Because I mean, she also used to ask her teachers back there. In fact, I guess GDSC at Turkey is really very united and does a very great work, because they have really great mentors at their universities available. So I mean, a lot of design inputs, what color shades we should use, what theme would be appropriate, what features can be updated or removed. So a lot of ideas I used to get from there, and then we need to implement it and chalk out our solutions. Again, I would say that each and everything you first, in your first 2 3 weeks, whatever you get, is join each and every workshop you can get your hands on, and get as many as idea on how your project needs to be built and how much impact it has to create. What the prototype actually needs to have is a balance of both, as I have told you earlier. And the workshops would be great because these are joined by some experts from the industry, and Google developers can also be there. I don't know are they present or not, but they are. And I mean, it would be great if you could get ahead and ask for opinions as much as possible. For now, let's move on to a little quick quiz, and then again we will back.
Yes, we are soon starting with quiz.
Very good afternoon, everyone. This is Dia Goel, and I am with my lovely co-host, that is Vipul Jat. We both are the executives from GDSC. We will be providing you a link in chat box, and we do have a scanner, a QR code too, from which you guys can scan and enter the quiz. I guess the link is already shared in the quiz link is already shared in the chat box. Can you guys please check? So let's wait for a few minutes for everybody to join. We are very thrilled to have each and every one of you here, whoever is joining. So before that, let's go into the some ground rules. What we have, please ensure please ensure with the clock, because the questions would be multiple choice questions in which you will be having 10 seconds to answer that questions, and we have around 6 to 7 questions that you have to answer.
For each question, we will be showing the leaderboards that who had topped this round, and a total of 6 questions would be there, with each 10 seconds time would be given for each question.
Vipul, please share the link, this quiz link, please share in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
The link is shared in the chat box, so you guys can connect via that also. It will redirect you to the quiz. We have a good number of participants that has been joined. I appreciate that, and I would encourage every one of you. We have 46 members in the meet. I appreciate if you would join it. We would be starting the quiz in a minute, so you guys can please join fast.
Of the members have joined, guys. Go fast and join the quiz. We are starting soon with it.
Do we start?
Yeah, let's start the quiz.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Yes. Is the question visible on your screen? First question.
Yeah, Vipul, it is visible.
So for the first question, the leaderboard is out here. Dia, you can put the shout out.
So Ayushi Chauhan is on first with 0.6 seconds, Shantanu Verma and Gagan. Let's get with the second question.
So we are moving to the
I guess our participants are well knowledge because there are some hard questions too. So let's see what happens. Please, guys, keep an eye on the clock because we have just 10 seconds.
Ayushi Chauhan again top the leaderboard.
Okay, that is very good of you, Ayushi.
Yeah, here is the correct answer
Ayushi
for this.
Chauhan, there is a new participant that is Aditi Pathak, and the third one is Muskan Jain on the list.
Now moving to the next question, guys. Here is it.
Ayushi Chauhan again. The second one is Aditi Pathak, and the third one again is Gagan. So it is very good of you. I love the spirit over here because the leaderboard is going up and down every second. So it's a very good thing. I guess let's move to the next question.
Impressive, guys. Keep this up. We are left with 2 or 3 questions more only. So moving to the next question. 10 seconds for this. Go, guys.
So the leaderboard is here. Ayushi Chauhan again, Aditi Pathak and Gagan. These are the three people who have scored the most number of points. It is very appreciated. I guess you guys are good with technical questions too.
Guys, there is still a chance to top the leaderboard. Guys, come on. We are left with 2 questions more. So this question was answered by all.
This
The leaderboard.
This time the leaderboard is the same. Appreciated. Guys, please keep up the spirit. You can score even now.
Moving to the last question of the quiz, guys. The last question. I think the leaderboard would remain same this spot.
So the results are Ayushi Chauhan on the first with 6 on 6. Second is Aditi Pathak on 4 on 6. And third is Gagan 4 on 6 again. The best time was with Ayushi Chauhan that she took only 35 seconds. It is a remarkable job that has been done by you because the questions are not that easy as we thought it was.
Congratulations, guys, to all the winners of the quiz. We quite appreciate it. Was a quite immense pleasure to attend the quiz. Thank you, guys. So we are over with the quiz. Back to the speaker, sir.
That
that really was a great quiz. I mean, congratulations to all the winners. And I mean, I would like to continue from the part of the judging, I guess. So, okay, so for the submission process and evaluation, I mean, uh, things are really smooth for it. I mean, how you have to submit everything because they will send you a link, and the link contains a form. And as I told you, that form contains 7 to 8 questions, and those questions are descriptive questions. First would be your link, and that would be a GitHub link. So, meanwhile, I uh, found my GitHub link, and I mean, I don't know how much will it help, but this is how you have to, detail your GitHub when you are submitting your solution. So you can head on to this GitHub link and see how you have to, upload. I mean, you have to give a good README and then detailed files of what project you have done and everything on your GitHub. And this is the main link that will be submitted in the main submission form. And after that, you would answer descriptive 7 to 8 questions. And these questions would be about what challenges did you faced while building the project, and what scope do you see, why did you pick this particular solution, or I mean, those questions are not really tough questions, but they will judge you on the basis of how you answer them. I mean, the more thought process you put in these questions, the more better. I remember for each question answer, we wrote about 500 or 800 characters, and it was a descriptive answer to all the questions. And just remember that do not just write away things casually, like I mean, don't use any kind of English. Just be proper. I mean, to the point, concise, and remember the technical aspects. Just put everything in a detailed form so that anybody reading your solutions, anybody reading your answers, get the whole that yeah, you have worked on this particular thing. And I mean, this the answer you have written clearly describes each and everything of what you have done, because these 7 to 8 questions will, I mean, entirely uh, entirely will take you out the crux of what you have done in these 1 to 2 months. And these play a crucial role. So once you have done building your solution and you are on the submission page, just remember that discuss all the answers at least for 2 3 days. Write them. I mean, this is the same strategy that we used to do. I mean, we wrote, like for example, if I am writing 4 to 5 questions that I am good at, then she used to wrote the questions that she thinks can answer very well. So we divided the question. I mean, the whole part is we followed the thing that we used to divide the work in a way that I mean, there is no workload on one person, and each one can do their task in a better way. And then when we used to collaborate, I mean, once we wrote our individual separate answers, then we used to exchange the copies, and then I mean, update the things, or if it's fine, then post, submit it as possible. And the submission, I guess, is done by one person only. So once you have written all the answers, one person, the mainly the team lead has to submit it from the site. And one more thing is, if you are participating in from your university, only if your teammates are from your university or from same country, then just remember to which GDSC you are picking. So, for example, if it's GDSC Veltech, then just remember to mention that, because uh, the GDSC the solution will be from that particular university at that time. Since I didn't have a GDSC, that I mean, an active GDSC at my college, so I had to go with the GDSC of her university. So these questions, I mean, I don't know whether they change these every year, but the more important part of these questions is to focus on how descriptive you can be. I mean, how much can you explain the solution you have worked on? Because after watching the video, what the judges will do is they will watch your video, then they will read your answers, and then if they find that everything is synchronized to the point, everything matches what you are trying to build is what you are writing. I mean, if you talk into a more formal terms, you can call it as a kind of documentation that you prepare, and it's really important. In fact, uh, in your GitHub README also, you are putting the same thing. And after you are judged on, I mean, there are points also mentioned. Yeah, I see the five. Yeah, these are the points that the judge will give you, and after that, your evaluation will be done on those things, and after the final score, you will be given either you move forward to um, the top 100 or you do not get into that. So I mean, the main part is give your best at that point. And after you have given your question answer, one more advice would be to take as much time as you can. I mean, you have a whole 1.5 months, and the thing is, do not panic. In fact, I submitted my solution at the very nth moment. I mean, it was 11:59 was the deadline, and we submitted the whole solution at 11:50 p.m. at night on. I mean, it was 31st that day, and I mean, I was still in a very doubtful that is the solution even submitted? Is that even submitted? But yeah, at 11:50 it got submitted, and I mean, take as much time, but keep in mind, I mean, you do not have to basically follow this strategy only that even if you have done all the work, you are still taking a long time. I mean, I take it because we were putting everything in a very thoughtful way. I mean, we were thinking a lot at that time because it was the very first time, participating in such a global level solution challenge. And for the resources part, I guess some of the things are provided by your GDSC. So it will be really great if you connect in a much better way with your GDSC, because they can provide you some resources. I mean, slides or maybe some materials they get. I mean, the leads get some material for guiding their university students to build better solutions. And there are some resources also present on the website. In fact, one thing that would be really helpful if you have no resource also is to just go and in your free time watch every solution possible. I mean, at at that point when I was participating, at least I would have watched about 50-60 videos of different solutions, how they're presenting it, and basically top 3, top 10, top 3, top 10. I mean, 50-60 video, and they it really helped me because I got an immediate idea what things needed to be built, what things have to be focused upon. In fact, I have tried my best to cover all the possible end-to-end details. But still, if there is anything left, I mean, you can ping me or you ping your GDSC, and you can always get the guide from their GDSC page also, and from the main website also. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's Q&A time. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Guys, if you all have any questions, either you can put it in a chat box or you can turn on your mic and ask to the speaker.
Guys, if you have any questions, just ask. This is the time now. So I guess Ayushi has a question. Go on, Ayushi.
Yes, so I wanted to ask that is this criteria taken into consideration, like how many sustainability goals you take into consideration while developing a solution? Means is the evaluation dependent on how many challenges we are like solving?
Yes. I mean, it doesn't have a very specific point, but it would be really good if you focus on just one. But there is no limit. In fact, you can focus on two or three goals at once. But I don't think there is additional points for that. I mean, it's something your solution covers, and what they really want is that it should be one goal specific. But if your solution is covering more than one goal, it is also fine. I mean, there's no extra points. I don't know. I mean, I cannot say from a judge's perspective, and that is something that's not shared. So I cannot tell exactly whether it's taken into consideration or not.
Okay, thank you.
We have one more question from Yash Bajaj. He's asking, can we use MERN as tech stack?
Yes, of course, you can use one as tech stack, and I mean, once you are using that, I would recommend to at least involve one Google Tech there. So, for example, if you are building your Node.js server, try to use your. I mean, for the backend, use Google Cloud or Firebase or anything, so that your database is that particular technology. And there is no problem using different tech stack, but it's more advisable that you use Google Tech Stack. I mean, there is no compulsion, but it's just something they would recommend using, because this is a Google specific competition. So
Yeah, so I guess this question is answered. Anybody else? Do you want to ask anything? Okay, so I think that's all. So thank you, sir. This session was really informative, and I'm pretty sure that it has got everyone to think about how they can contribute to this amazing challenge.
yeah, thank you very much for having me, and it was a really great session. And I mean, I see that there is no immediate doubts, but still, if you have any doubts, I mean, you can always contact your GDSC. You can always contact me. I will try to answer everything as much as possible. Thank you for having me.
So before the session ends, we would like to thank all the speakers and GDSC members for joining us today, and we wish you best of luck in the Google Developer Student Club Solution Challenge 2024. So stay tuned for more exciting GDSC events in the future, and we will be up to date with all the WhatsApp groups or the communication channels. Thank you so much for attending.
Let's end the meet.
Fill the feedback form link. It is shared in the chat box. And if you have any kind of doubt, just reach us through the WhatsApp groups, and we'll be like answering your questions as much as we can.